Ferrari is one of the world's most admired and strongest luxury sports car brands, worth $9.1 billion. It also has one of the most long-standing and revered emblems in the automobile industry, the famous prancing horse, which is not hard to recognize. Did you know that Ferrari was started by a poor Italian boy who at the time was penniless? In this video, we will discuss the incredible true story of how a poor boy became the founder of one of the world's most luxurious sports cars. Let's get into it. But first, a reminder to subscribe if you enjoy remarkable true stories like this. A boy from Modena. The story begins from Italy, where the founder of Ferrari, Enzo Ferrari, was born in 1898. His father established a metalworking company in the basement of his home in Modena, which Enzo moved into likely due to a lack of economic opportunities on the small island. Later on, one of the most significant events in Enzo Ferrari's life encouraged him to take up racing when he saw Felice Nazzaro win at the Circuito de Pallona in 1908. Then, during World War I, he was enlisted in the Italian Army's 3rd Mountain Artillery Regiment, but in a tragic incident in 1916, an epidemic of the Italian flu claimed the lives of both his father and his older brother. Beginning of a career. After all these misfortunes, his family business collapsed, and he started a job as a test driver for CMC. Nevertheless, his competitive debut came in the 1919 Parma-Pagaio di Busseto hill climb race, where he finished 4th, and he competed in the famous Targa Florio race on November 23rd of that same year. This achievement quickly led him to land a job as Italian car maker at Alfa Romeo. Here, he won his maiden Grand Prix at the Soviet circuit in Ravenna in 1923, and his best season was in 1924, when he won 3 races. He was a well-known name in the Italian motorsport circuits by this time, and it coincided with a desire to take on managerial aspects of racing that would lead him to the next stage. The next stage. After that, in 1932, Ferrari chose to retire and devote his attention to managing and developing the factory Alfa race cars. He eventually assembled a race team of superstar drivers, and this team, Scuderia Ferrari, served as Alfa Romeo's racing team. The Alfa Romeo P3 and the team's outstanding drivers helped the team achieve great success. During this time, the prancing horse logo started to appear on his team's vehicles. Then, Ferrari left Alfa in 1939 and started Autoavia Costrazzuni. However, when World War II broke out, Ferrari's factory was forced to start producing weapons and trucks for Mussolini's fascist government. After the factory was bombed by the US Air Force, Ferrari moved to Maranello, and he then decided to start producing automobiles, which led him to establishing Ferrari SPA in 1947. Ferrari's journey begins. After that, Enzo made the choice to compete against the dominant Alfa Romeos and lead his own team. He won the first significant race, and Ferrari was known for having a dictatorial management style and was known for pitting drivers against one another to try to facilitate their performance. However, between 1955 and 1971, 8 Ferrari race car drivers lost their lives while racing. Despite the fact that such a high death toll was not unusual in motor racing at the time, eventually, Fiat purchased a 50% stake in Ferrari. An immediate outcome was an increase in the amount of investment capital that was available. And right away, construction on a factory expansion to move production of the Ferrari-powered Fiat Dino from Fiat's Turin plant began. In addition, investment in new models at the top of the Ferrari range also increased. Ferrari grows into a legend. After that, the 308 GTB GTS and other financially successful models came next, closely followed by the 328 and 365 Daytona. Due to their tremendous performance and sense of speed, the Ferrari V12 and V8 engines became legendary during this time of a lack of oil. The wealthy young executives still converted Aston Martins, Jaguars, and Lamborghinis, and they were still perceived as a mediocre Italian automaker. But with the Ferrari Testarossa in 1984, Ferrari burst onto the scene and established themselves as a cultural powerhouse. Up until the release of the even more outlandish F40, it was the best-selling Ferrari of the 20th century, thanks to its sleek fighter jet-inspired styling and powerful V12 engine. After it was featured in the well-known TV series Miami Vice, young executives wanted a Ferrari Testarossa the most. Almost overnight, Ferrari's brand reputation took off. Beginning with Season 3, the white Ferrari Testarossa became a reoccurring figure. Now, while Enzo Ferrari was giving the company instructions at this point, his health was slowly deteriorating, and soon came the time for him to leave. Honor of supervising. The F40, the first vehicle in history to surpass 200 miles per hour, was the last vehicle he had the honor of supervising. The automobile, according to the current driver, was a mixture of pure excitement and utter horror. Only 11 of the F40's exterior body panels were made of aluminum, Kevlar, or carbon fiber, making it nearly 40 kilograms lighter than the McLaren F1. It also had a weight of 1,100 kilograms, making it even more lightweight than the McLaren. While the glass outside was composed of lightweight Lexan, a clear polycarbonate, the sole evidence of typical comfort inside the cabin was the air conditioning. Ferrari died in Maranello on August 14, 1988, at the age of 90, due to heart failure, a prevalent cause of mortality among aging northern Italian males. Ferrari from 21st century. After his death, in honor of the company's founder Enzo Ferrari, Ferrari introduced and named their fastest vehicle at the time the Enzo from 2002 to 2004. It was originally planned to be dubbed the F60 as a continuation of the F40 and F50. Ferrari, however, was so pleased with the final design and engineering that they chose to name it the Enzo, the highest honor. Except for the 400 pieces that were given to the Vatican for charitable purposes, each of the 399 pieces cost $650,000 when they were first made available to loyal and frequent buyers. Other than that, the Ferrari 360 and 430, two excellent vehicles with a reputation for speed and reliability, appeared in the middle of the 2000s. Apart from this, even though the Miami Vice remake flopped, a silver Ferrari F430 Spider made an appearance as a cool throwback. On October 29, 2014, the FCA Group, which was created by the merger of the automakers Fiat and Chrysler, announced the separation of its luxury brand Ferrari. With an initial public offering in 2015 to sell 10% of the firm, the objective was to establish Ferrari as a standalone business. Ferrari's initial public offering was officially priced at $52 per share after the market closed on October 20th, 2015. So, after a protracted period of time, Ferrari was ultimately free of Fiat, ending their long-standing intimate relationship. With its Formula One squad, Scuderia Ferrari continued to win awards, presenting the well-known Michael Schumacher as one of the best race car drivers of all time. It has won multiple F1 titles and is still using cutting-edge F1 racing technology. Ferrari's future. Now, the era of the electric vehicle is here. The Ferrari has not been immune. By the end of 2026, Ferrari will have 40 internal combustion engine vehicles and 60 electrified cars in its whole model lineup. The remaining 60 electric variants will be made up of some fully hybrid and fully electric models. And that's not all. By the year 2030, the ratio of these models will alter, with 20 different models making up the whole Ferrari lineup. Ferrari has already constructed a brand new electrified car development facility in Maranello, and Ferrari will eventually unveil the widely anticipated Prius, its first ever SUV, in late 2022. Although a Ferrari SUV might seem out of place, close competitor Lamborghini has shown it can coexist with the Urus. Moreover, Ferrari set a 20% shipment cap for the duration of Purosangue, which represents the entire amount of manufacturing. In March 2020, Ferrari registered a $30 billion valuation. For Enzo Ferrari's legacy to continue to rule for another 100 years, the future of the brand is secure and bright. This is the story of Ferrari, the world's strongest luxury sports car brand, started by a poor Italian man who built a billion-dollar brand with zero bank balance. But through his devotion and hard work toward his dreams, he did so. What is your opinion about this inspiring story? Please let us know in the comment box. And if you'd like to see more inspiring business videos, make sure to check out our channel.